Hey everybody, and in this class I will be talking about the poem by Robert Frost, which is The Road Not Taken. But before taking you through this poem, I just want to ask a simple question. Have you made choices? Well, have you regretted over your choices? I guess some of you may have. So, and in this poem by Robert Frost, the poet describes his feelings about the choices he made in his past. An important message in this poem is that we have certain choices in our life, and whatever choice we make today leads to our future. So, without wasting time, let's start the lesson. So, I'll be taking you through stanza-wise summary and we'll be starting from the first stanza. Now, I'll request you students to open your stanzas as well. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it went in the undergrowth. Now see, here the poet says that two roads were diverging in yellow wood. Diverged means two roads were dividing. Two roads were diverging, two roads were dividing into different directions. And two roads were dividing into different directions in a yellow wood. Now what does yellow wood means? It doesn't mean a wood which is yellow in color या yellow color की कोई लकड़ी. Actually yellow wood means a yellow forest. Or actually you can say that yellow wood means the autumn season is signified here. In autumn season, we see the color of the leaves have changed into yellow color. So similarly, the poet is saying here that two roads were diverging, two roads were leading in two different directions, and sorry I could not travel both. And as the poet was one single person, he could not travel on both the roads. And be one traveller, long I stood, means he was a single traveller and he just stood there for a long period of time, thinking that which road, which direction should I go into. So he was thinking that in which direction he should go towards, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it went in the undergrowth. So here the poet says that I was looking as far as I could see that where the different roads are leading, where the different roads are, and where the different roads were leading. So he was just standing over there and he was seeing as far as he could see. He was just observing where the paths were leading, where the paths were ending. So I hope the first stanza was clear to you. Moving to the second stanza we have. Then took the other just as far, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted beer, though as for that the passing there had borne them really about the same. Now in this stanza, poet says that after looking for a long period of time, that where the both roads were leading, he just took the other road. And he's saying that he took the other road just as fair, means he took the other road because the both roads were looking fair enough to be travelled by him. So he was thinking to travel the other road, and having perhaps the better claim, means the other road which he was peeping, the other road which he was looking, he was finding that it was a better road because it was grassy and wanted beer, means that road was grassy, that road was full of grass and it wanted that someone should walk on that grass, and it wanted beer, means it wanted that someone should walk onto that grass, and though as far that the passing there had borne them really about the same. So for the poet, it was appearing like the both roads were equally fair and equally grassy. So he was thinking that both the roads wanted to be burned out. Both the roads wanted as if someone should walk onto it. And he was thinking that both the roads were equally worn out. So he took the other road, he took the other choice. Similarly, if you relate this to your life, we have choices in our life and both choices sometimes appear to be appealing, but we have to see the advantages and disadvantages of both the choices. So we have to take our decision wisely. I hope I made the second stanza very clear to you. Okay, now moving to the third stanza, students. And both that morning equally lay. In leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Trodden means walked over. Now here the poet says that on that fine morning on which I was choosing that which road I should travel by, on that morning both the roads were equally fair to me. And in leaves no step had trodden black means he was observing that nobody has chosen that path and no leaves have been crushed over there. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Now we have already seen in stanza 2 that the poet has chosen the another road. The poet has already made a choice. He is saying here that he kept the first for another day. Means he is saying that I'll come back from this road and I will choose this first road for the another day. He was thinking to make both the choices. He was thinking to travel by both the roads, yet knowing how way leads on to way. And if we choose a certain path, we have to move on that path because one road, one direction leads to the other. Because one road leads to the other. I doubted if I should ever come back. Although the poet was saying that he has kept the first road for another day, he'll travel that road on another day. But he was in a great doubt that whether I'll ever come back, means he was also in a great doubt. क्या मैं वापस आ पाऊंगा? Because everybody knows, if you choose a path, if you choose a road, if you make a decision, you don't have a choice to move back. You don't have a choice to move back in your past. So he was also in a doubt that whether I'll be able to come back. And so I guess I made this third stanza very clear to you. In case you have doubt, class, you can just drop down your doubts in the comment section below. I'll surely address your doubts. Now moving to the fourth stanza and the last stanza of this poem. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. In the concluding stanza, the poet says that in my future, when I will be old, I'll just take a deep breath. I'll just take a deep breath, and with a sigh, I will say that two roads were diverging in a wood, that I was having a choice to choose one, but I chose the one which was less travelled. I chose the one which was less chosen by other people, and that road, that decision has made all the difference in my life. And now from this concluding stanza, we see that we have choices in our life, and while choosing about our lives, we should be very careful and we should choose wisely, because once a decision is made, it can't be reversed back. So it's very important message to all the students that choose wisely and choose correctly while you are taking decision for your life, because once a decision is made, you can't trace your steps back and you can't choose the other one. And by this, we end our poem by Robert Frost, which was The Road Not Taken. So I hope this session was very interesting and helpful to you, and I made the poem very clear to you. Thank you so much for watching the class. Goodbye. Take care.